evening, good evening. We are having a blast. Californians shut down I-70 again. Sorry about that. They shut down I-70 over Vail Pass. So we are going up here to Leadville from Minturn, Highway 24. Then we'll zip back down right before we get to Leadville. Head back down to Copper Mountain. That'll be the east side of Vail Pass. We are barefoot. The highway was open. They kept saying it was closed, but the highway traffic was still just orange, which meant it was flowing. Which meant it was, of course, traffic was flowing, but driving on this stuff. And then when the closer I got, it just turned to purple, meaning it stopped. It took us off the highway. So I'm like, I'm going to try to get on the freeway down further. And then I saw the purple. And I come up here to Minturn, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to go over this crazy highway right here, which is pretty nuts. For a semi. On snow, we have about 30,000 pound load, so we're planted. Get a little bit of traction, spin here and there, but just keep it rolling is the main thing, especially uphill. Going downhill, you can go slow. Uphill, you want to keep this going as fast as you can, safely. Fast as you can, safely. So here's the top of the summit. I don't know what it's called. There's a couple of them, I think. Hopefully we get down to the Copper Mountain. Eisenhower isn't closed, but if it is, then we'll just take, more than likely, I'd probably just go Highway 9 up to Walden, come into Cheyenne that way, if they close it. We got one position Jake. I think we can go a little bit more. Two position would be good. We're heavy enough. This is a windy mountain road. We passed a couple of trucks. I don't know if I think they spun out. One guy was chaining up. Well, they both were chaining up. One guy was chaining up at a station, and the other guy was chaining up on the side of the road, but on a wide out. The thing about it is, on the sign it said single drive CMV, which means if you have a single axle, you need to chain up. We have dualies, dual axle. Just interlock the differential, and up we went. Should have started filming earlier, but I thought it was just going to be mundane. But actually, it's been kind of adventurous. 33 miles from Minturn, or maybe 30 miles, sorry, to our turnoff. I don't know that number. If you look it up on Google Maps, it's north of Leadville, Colorado, Highway 24. And before you get to Leadville from Minturn, you come across another highway that goes, it's almost like a tri-intersection. I guess it would be a T intersection. I guess it'd be the proper terminology. I don't know the name of that highway. And, you know, I was going to, because I waited a bit before I headed out, because I-70's been pretty much closed all day. And then it was opened. So it was open for the longest time, and I'm cruising up here, or over there, and then they shut it down again. They never used to do that. Never. Now they're doing it all the time. Tell you, you let them commies from California go to your state. More and more they start telling you what to do. If I'm correct, I haven't been up here in a while. There's a few passes we go over. I'll say maybe 3. Some went over 1, and there's one more. I don't know if I'd say passes or more summits. Probably summit is the correct terminology. So we've knocked down 12 miles since we left Minturn. White River National Forest. There is a truck behind us, and initially I wasn't going to go this way. I was going to go over there by Vail and then try to run it barefoot. But they closed it again. When I saw that, I'm like, well, I'm going to sit on the freeway for how long? And then I looked and I'm like, well, 24 is open. Hitting the brakes pretty good. Sorry about that, partner. And I know it's kind of a hilly, hairpinny highway. Oops. But it was open. There's more miles, but we're not stopped. So I just said, okay, we'll just keep on rolling 24, Highway 24. And that truck was following me. He's still back there, so he's done good. He didn't chain up either. I assume he's got his axle interlocked. And I don't know if he looked at the map and knows exactly what's going on, or if he's just going this way, because let's say he's going to Buena Vista for a delivery or further. I don't know. I'll know when we get up here. If he turns left, I'll say that he's kind of was following me, because he was kind of following me from Avon, where we got off the freeway forcibly by the communist government and state police. My rookie year, I went over in a 95 Freightliner with 3,000 pounds of tires on a pup over Loveland Pass at midnight. Because I had to, because my trailer was too high. It was 14 foot. So I couldn't go through the tunnel. Because the guy asked me, he pulled me into the scales at Dumont. Where are you going? Grand Junction? Not through my tunnel, you aren't. I'm like, why not? Because you got a 14-foot pup. I'm like, are you serious? They put 3,000 pounds of tires in the tallest trailer. I'm like, okay, because you have to go over Loveland Pass or turn around and go another way. I'm like, all right, just go up over Loveland. I'm like, all right, just make sure you don't go through my tunnel. They told me I can, I won't do it. Just found out a couple weeks ago, I was eastbound, and I triggered the over height warning, which put a stoplight right before the tunnel, made everybody stop. It said truck over height, and I looked around. I was the only truck, so I went right. There's a little spin. So I went right and got off the freeway there, and he come running over, and C-Dot truck said, you triggered our override, so I'll have to measure you. I'm like, well, I'm in a 13.6 trailer, so I don't know why I did that. Maybe I hit a bump. He goes, well, we'll measure you out. So he measured me out, and he's like, yep, you're good to go. I go, yeah. I hadn't hit any snows. I don't think there's any snow buildup that was up there. Yeah, he told me that those signs, the light signs in the tunnel, were like $30,000 a piece. He goes, you don't want to take any of them out. I go, yeah, no, I don't. The road going from Leadville to Copper Mountain has a pretty good pass over it. It's like you go downhill from Leadville and you level out and you go up, 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 and then down, 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 down into Copper Mountain. Catch 70, continue on, but everybody's still parked at Vail. Or they might have let them go, I don't know. It's pretty thick, purple. It was from like the bottom of Vail Pass to west of Vail, which is quite a bit. 10 miles. It's hard to believe there are signs. Sometimes it's like BS they throw up there just to get you to do something. Like they've done it before. They said Vail Pass closed. Exit Dotsero 133 eastbound. I didn't exit, I just kept going. I get over the Vail, they're exiting everybody off the freeway. And when I come up there, a semi, the officer pulls a cone and lets me through. So I get over there, change station, chained up, went up and over. So, I don't know. But they got a plow truck plowing the highway, keeping it open. I prefer it to be snow on the ground. Gotta get that traction. Seeing that car means it's straight away, so we can let it rip a bit. I'll have to think about this too. Well, it's not so bad. I might just go 9 Kremling to Muddy Pass, 14 over to Walden on over to Laramie, then up and over. I'd have to look see if 80's open or not. It was closed, so that might not be an option. I have to chain up and go over Eisenhower. Durango was right in front of us. We caught up to him, sort of. But I think it's because that car that's in front of him, I slowed him down. I tried to catch up to him to make sure I wasn't seeing any reflections, reflector tape. It's 17 balmy right now, which is good. It beats 30. Car went off the road. So you get to the shoulder. See that car? You got to the shoulder, and it sucked him right off the highway. I understand your high beams, partner, but man, they hurt. That guy's in a Ford Bronco, four-wheel drive. So someone asked me, I didn't have a chance to comment yet. Like if you have a four-wheel drive, would you put it in four-wheel drive on this? Absolutely. I have a Jeep. You got two high, two low. 4 high, 4 low. I think there's a 2 low, I'm not sure. It might just be 2 high, 4 high, 4 low. Anyway, I put it in 4-wheel drive because if you just have it in 2-wheel drive, what pass is this here coming up? Tennessee Pass Summit, 5 miles. If you just have it in 2-wheel drive, you have a chance, too high, you have a good chance of breaking loose at speed. But if you have it in 4-wheel drive, you lock. You're also pulling the steers, which has the weight of the engine on it. So now you have all 4 traction. So two-wheel drive, it's easy to break loose and then fishtail. 4-wheel drive, it's a lot harder to do that. So if you're in 4-wheel drive, you should be able to accelerate at a decent speed. braking is the same as a Corvette, so just FYI. Depends on the tires you have though, of course. So you can tell that car where the tow truck was, he just went right off to the right. You didn't see any circles in the snow, no tracks in the highway in front of us, or right, you know, it just went to the right and just kept on going until he went down the embankment. You get in that soft stuff right there, and it pulls you right on off, right off the highway. Don't let your steers get in there. And if they do, start pulling hard to the left. Just don't jerk it. These videos are just, that I make are just entertainment only. If you extract any info out of it, use it at your own risk. That Bronco that was in front of this Durango in front of us, he's now behind the truck that's behind us. So I'm glad to see that he pulled over and let us continue on. That plow truck should be trimming the shoulders, go down the centers, and then go down the edges. And then go back to the centers, down the edges. You don't just keep going back and forth to center. And then you get buildup. And then you have a problem like that guy went off the highway. One time I was going to take this pass when they closed Vail, but I didn't have enough fuel. I had to sit and wait it out, and it wasn't too bad, a couple of hours maybe. We summited yet. I don't think we did. What do we got here? Why are you doing that? When you stop and then try to go again, that's when you, oh, look at that thing. Oh, he just pulled over. He's pulled over for cars. I don't know why he's doing that. If you're on a hill and you stop, try to go again, there's a good chance you're not going to go. Unless you have snow tires, super sipes, Goodyear Ultra Grips, stuff like that. truck behind us. I don't know if he's, like I said, knows exactly what's going on, or if he's just following the leader, so to speak. I'm gonna have to defrost that windshield a bit. If he's a rookie, he's doing really good at keeping up. Ice right here in my windshield, right in front of my field of view. A little breezy up here. It's a hairpin climb. Keep it going. Like that when, oh, sorry about that. Should have been holding on to it. That one video I did, Bertha Pass, those people kept taking my safe space. They, of course, I use that to keep my momentum going. Thieves were just stealing it from me. Ridiculous. Just so that they could be 100 feet further than they were, but yet still stuck behind the plow. Maybe a couple 100 feet, irregardless. You got my point. And the manual trucks used to be a lot more work. But you could finesse it up in these mountains. And the automatics kind of makes you lazy, but they don't do bad. Yep. Looking for elevation. You can look it up online. Tennessee Pass. Highway 24 between Minturn and Leadville. I did set it on the forest sign, but I didn't get a chance to read it. That ice is breaking up in my field of view. So we're coming up close to that highway we go left on. I want to say 191. I don't remember. We're going to find out. That ice is breaking up in my field of view. So you get the wind and the blowing snow. It's like The Shining. It's when it's good to be heavy-ish. And it keeps you planted a little better. I need my high beams on this guy. Seems to be doing pretty good. I do know there's a big valley we go through. Like maybe a couple of switchbacks here and then into the valley and then up and then left down to Copper Mountain. You'll know the big valley because the highway's straight. So we got to get to Cheyenne tonight. We're not even in Denver yet. And then it's 10:15. And then go to Aurora and then go to Seattle for Monday morning delivery. Today's Friday. But it's not going to be, it'll be Monday delivery, it just won't be Monday morning. Especially now we have to take this route. Well, yeah, because it'll just put us behind further. Don't go off the edge there, buddy. Used to be able to reach out and slap my wiper blades. Can't do it anymore. There's these fairings over the windows. Over the mirrors, I should say. It's not a good sign. I saw about 3 or 4 cars with brake lights. Not tail lights, brake lights, which means they were hitting them. With that 55, I'm going to say we're at the big valley. We're close to it. I think this is it. I think this is the big valley. If it is, we should go up and to the left, and then maybe to the right, and then hard left. Yeah, this is the big valley. You can tell by the wind. See the cars way up there? This is a big meadow. I shouldn't say valley, more of a big meadow. I was up here one time and I was stuck in this meadow here, along with a bunch of other traffic trying to go southbound or northbound. I guess it would be westbound because it's 24. So even numbers go east and west. This dude's like over the yellow line. This is where your trailer gets kicked to the left. If you're light and you want to keep it going. That guardrail's creating quite the scenery there. I don't think I see that truck, but he's still back there. The 18, it's a county road. We don't want that. East Tennessee Pass. Go up here, we should be turning to the left, then to the right, then hard left, something like that. I can see a car up there pretty good. Makes me want to pass that car in front of this Durango, but let's see what happens. They might just be going to Leadville. Oh, Leadville, it could be pretty nasty in the wintertime, I bet. So when we get up here, this car should pull over and get out of people's way if they're going to go this slow. I understand they're being cautious, but why be pushed? I mean, get off, just pull over, let everybody go by, and then you can take your sweet time. I was tempted to shoot it 50 mile an hour, doing 35. What is he doing? That. Should be coming up to that intersection. So it's right up here, it's the 91. I tried to see if the traffic is going from Vail, but it didn't load up. I am not going to sit behind this guy. So they still have Vail Pass closed. We get up on this next pass, you don't need to have these cars impede you by going slow because they're cautious. Go too slow, get stuck. In a big rig like this, you got to keep your momentum going. As soon as you stop on a hill, you call it cooked, unless you have your chains on or good snow tires. So all those red lights to the left, right there where that car is, the Christmas lights. On the eve of the building. Another semi is still right behind us there. So either that truck, now that he has turned left on 91, I don't know why I thought 191, there's another 191's in Arizona, but they go to other states. Anyway, this is the 91. So he is either really familiar with the route or he just saw a semi that was moving and decided to follow it. If I get a chance to talk to him and ask him, I'll let you know. Pretty slim odds, but if we get stopped, I'll go ask him. Like, did you plan to take this route, or are you just following me? Just curious. broke that down. The windshield ice. I'm going to try to cool off the windshield so I can just turn the wipers off. So when the cars are low, like we were following that Durango right before we got to 91. The guardrail was, with the wind blowing, created a pretty whiteout, if you will. Imagine it's a lot harder for him to see than for me to see, or us, because we could look over that a bit. Still affected our view a little bit, but we had a better view than he did. So we go across this mountain up here. It's really not that steep, if I remember correctly. It's been a bit, a couple of minutes. It's kind of an arch of a bowl, above tree line too, I think. So the way the wind's blowing, it should be coming from our left once we hit the bowl. I think it's 3-lane, 2 up, 1 down. Yeah, keep right except to pass. And this summit is Fremont Pass, 4 miles. F-R-E-O-N-E-T. Oh, sorry. F-R-E-M-O-N-T. Fremont. Climbing it now. 17 balmy. Nighttime winter trucking. You know, a long time ago someone said, oh sure, you truck in the daytime in the snow. You ever do it at night? Bet you don't. I bet I do. I prefer it at night. Usually there's less traffic and temperatures are colder. Plus it makes for a better stress environment, like the shining. It doesn't stress me out. A little bit it does, but we've taken all these passes barefoot. I mean, all those boys from California, Florida, Texas, they don't really understand. And I just threw a few states, warm states. There's a lot more, obviously, but I'm not just picking on them either, but they come up here They don't know exactly what to do, and then they find themselves, being like really cautious. And they're going slow, and they got their flashers on. Next thing you know, they're spinning out. I'm doing 45 right now. Climbing. Just gaining. We're not climbing as much, but we are climbing. Because I'm trying to keep my speed up. I'm not like really heavy into the throttle. I'm just gradually accelerating when I can. You hit the throttle hard, it breaks it loose. Not so much at this speed, more at the lower speeds where the torque is at. Yeah, I think we're getting close to the bowl. Yeah, I can see it. I can see the mountain there to the left. Lights up there. I don't know if you can see them or not. You might be able to when we make a left-hand turn up here. I think that's the summit. There's a mine up here. I don't own it. Yeah, this is that big bowl. You can see the summit up there to the left. You'll see it. We come around the corner here. I'll have to go back to the temps because the cold didn't seem to do the windshield justice. I don't like these lights up here. But that sign did say single axle. And we're climbing. Couple of them. We got a truck pulled over. I don't know what it is with those doubles. Here's the summit right here. I don't know what happened to the other truck. Is that him behind us still? Should be. See those headlights come over the crest. Yeah, that's him. So I don't know if that guy the FedEx guy has bad tires, if he didn't interlock his axle, or if he didn't know how to keep his momentum up. I don't know. But you saw what happened to him. He got stuck right at the crest. And now they got 2 state troopers up there dealing with it. And we drove right past him, barefoot. Not advocating for that at all. Just saying, I know what I'm doing. Apparently that trucker behind us knows also. I'm just having a hard time seeing at the moment. 12 degrees, temp dropped quite a bit. Kick the heat up on the windshield a bit. I can break this ice down so eyes can see. Summit County, that's a good sign. That's the neighboring county to my county of Grand. So I wonder what those cops are thinking. I mean, we obviously drove right by them. There's two of them. So it only takes one to write a ticket. I just wonder what they're thinking. We just drove right past them with no issues whatsoever. You didn't even hear the TC kick in, traction control. And my point is that, well, I would argue it, but as you see, that guy spun out. But the sign did say, I wasn't filming, I don't think. Wished I was, because then I would have video proof. But the sign did say, single axle commercial vehicles must chain up. It's all downhill from here. In other words, you don't have any more climbing to do per se. If I remember correctly, maybe a couple of little doodads, but not no pass like we just went over where that FedEx truck was stranded. Got that heat on, it's too much. Trying to break the windshield down. Need to drop the windows a bit. So I never chained up my plow truck. We had chains, we carried them. I never used them. Didn't need to. Because we didn't have any mountain passes to climb. These boys are just kicking back, shooting the BS. I drove by, he turned around and looked at me. Because I'm sure he didn't hear cling, 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 cling. I do not advocate for not chaining. Don't chain laws up, chain up. I'm risking getting a ticket, but the sign did say single axle. But like I said a long time ago in another video, is when I first started driving in the snow, up in the mountains full time, off-roading, I would chain up. I did it so much and drove so much that I developed my skill to where I would go all winter long, and sometimes, and never chain up. Now, they didn't have chain laws for what I was doing off-road. Chain laws are on the highways, interstates, and side highways like this, state routes. The company had chain laws, wasted management. They said that if you go off the highway, off the road, not highway, but just road, because they're dirt roads, snow compact, and you don't have your chains on, it's going to be bad news for you. And the only time I went off the road, which was a stupid mistake on my part, was backing up in a blizzard. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just drove forward. But rookie years, I was too close to the inside of the mountain because I didn't want to go over the other side, which was the edge. And then I realized I was too close to the ditch. So I stopped and I slid in. But I had my chains on. Kind of hard to put your chains on when you are already in a ditch. So I didn't get written up for that. But I learned. And one thing I learned was I should have just kept going straight up and not pulled over. The reason I did it is I pulled over on the hairpin where there's a flat area. Decided to back up. That way, in case I didn't make it, I could be going downhill face first and not backwards. That was a mistake on my part, rookie years. And I don't know, I'm going to have to look into that, because these officers drive, State Patrol drive, I'm pretty sure rear wheel drive cars with V8s in them. I think they have the right tires and they're so loaded down with weight in the trunk with gear that they can, and plus they are sent to driving schools, I assume, they can get through this stuff. Now, there's no law that says I can't do what we did. I remember one time they said, well, you go up over Minturn, go up over up there to Leadville, come back down. We don't know when the highway's going to open. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have enough fuel. That was an officer who told me that. Well, they closed it again. Better slow down, because I can't see too far ahead. Don't want to come up on a curve and then be going too fast. These are frost heaves right here. Bounce you around. It's better to drive on this powder stuff than a clean shaven blade and plow. So yeah, we'll get down here. We're going to be the only trucks on the interstate. It's the shuttle bus. I left Grand Junction with 105 gallons of fuel. I'm sitting at 27, so something's wrong. I think my gauge now is wrong. When we go downhill, it drops the fuel gauge. You go uphill, it raises the fuel gauge. Best way to tell is once you get level for a while. Tell how much fuel you got. I just want to get through the tunnel, get over, get on down there, take 25, go north. It'll be kind of late, but we'll be there in the morning. I-80 is closed, as well as 25 from Cheyenne West and Cheyenne West and Cheyenne North. So, but there's side streets. I could take 80 East, which is open, last I recollect. And then take side streets up to Harbor Freight Delivery. I haven't looked at the loads, so I think we'll be going empty from Cheyenne to Denver. Actually, Aurora. I didn't think 70 was closed eastbound. I mean westbound. Definitely was or is eastbound. Should be getting close to Copper Mountain in the interstate. That truck is still behind us. If I remember, I better slow down, slow down, slow down. We got at the roundabouts in Avon. There's a bunch of them by a Walmart there. I think it's 163. There was a tractor that turned right, tractor trailer, and then he made a U-turn after he went that way a little bit, and he made it. And I don't know if he is the guy who's behind me, but that truck that's behind us has been there since Avon. So, I don't know. See, I could get to Laramie, which is not where I really want to go. I want to get to Cheyenne. But once I get to Laramie, I can't get to Cheyenne because 80's closed. At least it was. I'll double check it again, of course. But if there's problems on Eisenhower, use that yellow sign as a depth marker. That one right there. Lane departure warning, go figure. Did I depart my lane? I don't think so. That should be Copper Mountain-ish area right in front of us. Yep, because that pole right there, the reflecting, that's a road closure. They close it at the beginning. That's the interstate. Woohoo! It said ski area 1 mile. We have the interstate to ourselves. Well, except for a homeboy behind us. So we'll call this video good for now. I was adjusting the camera and ended up shutting it off. We don't need the axle interlock anymore. Turn off the jake. Turn off the axle interlock. Looks like it's snowing pretty good. So we'll call this video good for now. Thanks again for riding shotgun with Mountain Man Mike and that guy behind us. Till the next time, enjoy. Peace. Oh, shoot. Look at the grip. Look at the grip. Woo! I hate when lights do that. Okay, see ya! Figure I might get a little interstate. I don't know what happened to that truck. He's not behind us now. He was a little while ago. A long way around, but we got it. So it looks like I-70 east or west is open. See ya. Good evening, good evening. This is a first. We have eastbound I-70 Eisenhower Hill all to ourselves. Nobody around us at all whatsoever. Might be a plow truck or something, but doubtful. Oh, there they are. Oh, wow. I figured these guys, so I cheated. I figured these guys would be, oh, they're stopped. They're spun out. I figured they would have kept going. There's another FedEx truck or something. He's going to get in trouble if he's not chained up. He's probably trying to put him on. Looks like it's a doubles again. Yep. Or Gil. Yeah, he spun out. He polished that. He's a twin screw, so I have no idea why that's happening to him. Other than the fact he was going too slow. We do have chains on. Didn't look like he had chains on, so that should be a pretty good ticket. We don't really need chains. I mean, I put them on because the cops were all around us. I come strolling in from 91, went up Minturn, around Vail Pass. There was a bunch of trucks there. They were shutting us all down there, and then they said they were going to open the highway in like 15 minutes. And the cops were all over the place, state troopers, so I'm like, I'll throw a set on. You're supposed to throw 4 on. I threw 2 on. And there was a cop right next door to me. I mean, the truck next to me, to the left, not in front or in back, but right to the left of me. The state trooper was helping this black guy put his chains on. And maybe because he's from out of state or something, probably helping him out, showing him how to do it. He didn't even talk to me, but I got color on the plates. Had he spoken to me, he would have learned really quick of my experience. It's like I've been driving these mountains since '97. Never spun out on these hills. I could go on forever, but anyway. If he was going to say, hey, you put a set on, I'm like, dude, come on, man. I really don't even need these, but I'm putting these on just so. Can you just like look the other way? I've been here for, been doing this almost as long as you've probably been alive. And I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not from California. There's another spin out. We haven't even, TC hasn't kicked on or anything. It usually does. My paperwork says 35,000 pounds, but I'm gonna say it's probably 28. Another doubles. I don't know what it is with the doubles. We'll get up here to the tunnel and then we'll disconnect. FedEx, twin screw, no chains. We're just sitting there waiting for his ticket. I mean, look at, we're making it. Is it the tires they're using? I don't understand. I don't know. Rip the chains right there. We'll get right in front of this tunnel up here and we'll rip our chains off and we'll zip doodle down to Cheyenne. Get this swapped out. Head to Aurora and then head back to Seattle, and I hope I can go 80. Oh, somebody got through. It must have came from Silverthorne. He's the only one. I've got it floored, and we're doing 30 right. The slowest speed we hit was 30 after we got going. So they must be letting the floodgates open, because there comes a couple more. All right, throw these chains off so I can get in front of all these guys. Well, before the crowd hits like that there to the left. So I read somebody's comment that said, because I mentioned something about putting heated highway for the crazy sections, and he said someone did that to their driveway, but when it got to a big snow, they the heated driveway couldn't keep up. So I don't know if there's something to be said about that, but oh, was that my turn off right there? It should be up here. I want to get in here, take these chains off, and then get boogieing. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Alrighty, thanks again for riding shotgun with Mountain Man Mike. Until next time, enjoy. Peace. Let's get these nasty suckers off. See ya.